Okay, we're recording now.
So, like I was telling Rick, we'll just start with you since we had started with you before.
Okay.
Can you just go ahead and, as you did before, which was perfect but was choppy,
Sure.
can you just go ahead and reintroduce yourself, name, what you do, how long you've been doing it?
Okay. My name is Rietta Walenda, and I do high wire and sway pole. I do aerial, professional aerial work, and I have been doing it professionally since I was 13 years old and in training and learning all my life.
So tell me a little bit about growing up in your family. What was that like? I mean, even before you were 13 and started doing it officially.
Okay. I really don't remember learning. I remember always doing it. What we had were wires, trapezes, webs, various aerial apparatuses in our yard where what we would call our winter quarter. It's where we lived, our property, and as a child growing up, we would go to school. We would play after school on high wires, trapezes, sway poles, rather than going to a playground or a football field or a baseball field. We would play on our riggings and make up acts and do circus work.
How many? I mean, you're talking about other doing that with other kids. About how many people in the community were there at the time doing that sort of work, and whether professionally or your age, just starting to learn.
Right. Well, when I was growing up, it was pretty much our family, and it consisted of my two brothers and then later my younger sister. But it's hard to say because I had cousins and aunts and uncles. It's hard to put a number on how many of us there really were out there actually practicing.
Great. And then how many people are involved now, both in your, I know you have a few different troops, but I guess in your circle, anyone that you will work with, and then the larger community around you?
Okay. Well, right now I'm performing with Enrico, my brother, Ricky, and Egan Phelps, and myself. That's the three of us. My mother, she's also here and performs with us on occasions and on her own independent. And Mike Morgan is with her, my mother, and here, her husband. And my daughter, who isn't here right now, and her husband and I perform together as well. So that alone would be 7 of us.
Mm-hmm. And then in the larger community, I know when I spoken to Rick earlier, he mentioned that everyone around for the most part is involved in some way or another. Do you know how many people or families that would be?
It's really hard to put a number on it. I couldn't tell you how many of us. It would be hard to count.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Did you always know when you were practicing as a kid that this was what you'd be doing for the rest of your life, or was it ever like, do I go into this? Do I do something else?
Right.
What was that process like?
Well, normally you would think about doing a lot of different. As a child growing up, you have an idea of doing one thing, and then you usually change your mind. You want to do another. I always took for granted that this was always what I was going to do. Then I wasn't forced into it. I had the choice to grow up and go to school and college and learn to do whatever I'd like to do. I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to do both, which I have done. But show business and circus is pretty much my life and what I chose and what I really can see myself doing for the rest of my life.
That's awesome. It's very impressive too, obviously. So kudos to you. Very impressive. What's a day in your life when you're at home, when you're not on the road? What's a average day in your life?
An average day in my life consists of rehearsals, probably just my ordinary I do my errands. I actually I do work a part-time job when I'm at home on the side, and that it would consist of that scheduling, but my priority is probably taking care of my livelihood, which is my practicing, my rehearsals, my equipment, my wardrobe. The majority of my time is spent on what I do, and that's circus.
Got it. What is your part-time job?
I've done various jobs, but what I do now is I work part-time for a company called Michael's on East. It's a catering company, and I do part-time work with them.
Got it. And what's a day in your life when you're traveling on the road for a show?
What's a typical day in my life when I'm traveling?
Mhm.
It's usually performing. And when you're not performing, you're setting up, or you're traveling, or you're laying off and just enjoying the time off, barbecuing, just going to movies, or whatever a normal person would do.
Got it. What would you say, I mean, you guys are obviously very successful. I've seen your name everywhere when I was looking into you guys. But what do you think are the biggest challenges of being a performer today?
Well, it's probably to have goals, to progress in what you do. I set my standards high. I like to accomplish what I am going to do, or what I am setting my standards at, and what I would like to eventually, what my plans and my goals are. So I just work at moving ahead, moving on.
And what, you mentioned, setting your goals high. What are some of your goals at the present moment? What would you like yourself or for the group as a whole to accomplish within the next, let's say, year?
Okay, that would probably be moving on to more difficult and better tricks and routines that we are not yet doing. So that would just it would be more and harder and better tricks and pyramids.
Got it. Do you have any favorite places to perform?
Well, I can tell you that I was in Hawaii for 4.5 years, and it was a paradise, and that was probably my favorite.
You've just made me very jealous. That sounds amazing. Were you like on a longer engagement there, or just hanging out? Or?
Right. No, I was on a longer engagement. It was very rare to have an engagement like what I did, and I was actually contracted to work for 2.5 years in Honolulu, in Waikiki, in a theater on a regular basis, and then from there I moved to Maui, and I was on Maui for 2.5 years, working at the Hyatt Resort there for 2.5 years on a regular basis. So it was rare and it was beautiful, but it was consistent, and then again it was beautiful. So it was a work and a job, but combined with the beauty, the paradise part, the island, everything that Hawaii is. So it was it was very, it was a great experience. It really was great.
That's amazing. Like I said, I'm super jealous. I definitely wish I was doing something where I could do something like that in such a beautiful environment.
Yeah. Well, everybody kind of always has a dream of it, so I feel very blessed and fortunate that I did actually get to experience it. And you don't ever know what life brings. We could move on to, better and bigger um, uh, work opportunities.
Definitely. How much time is in a general year, and I know it changes year to year, do you spend at home in Florida versus on the road?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure. About how many months out of the year are you traveling versus at home in Florida working on the acts of next season?
Okay, it's different all the time. Every year, it could be anywhere from 6 months to 10, 11 months out of the year. You usually have time off, though, a little bit of time off.
Cool, great. Rick, are we doing okay with the videotaping? Do we need to stop and save a file? I just don't want you to have like a huge, massive file on your phone.
I don't even know. The iPhone is brand new to me, and so I don't know how much it will take. It's right now we're not quite 12 minutes.